Before there was the Backrooms. Before there was Five Nights at Freddy's. And before there was Jeff the Killer, there was Salad Fingers, one of the original creepy characters of the internet. Salad Fingers walked so Slender Man and that weird string monster from the Backrooms could run.
Hello. I like rusty spoons. I like to touch them. The feeling of rust against my salad fingers is almost orgasmic.
There's just something about uncomfortable and disturbing things that catch the morbid curiosity of people, and Salad Fingers was a trailblazer in that regard. Hell, these animated shorts were using captions over its dialogue well before it was a popular thing on TikTok. As a matter of fact, I think it's safe to say that Salad Fingers is probably older than most of the users who use TikTok, which just makes me feel so ancient. Back in my day, we watched Salad Fingers on this old contraption called Newgrounds. It ran on Steam and Spite. Created by David Firth, Salad Fingers is a surrealist animated series that originally premiered on Newgrounds back in 2004. That was before even YouTube was a thing. The series came from an inside joke between David and his friends, and how David was told that he had salad fingers with how he played the C chord of his guitar. Now, I don't know music that well, so I'm not sure what that exactly means, but maybe I don't want to know. It's wild to think that the original episode of Salad Fingers was ill-received at first, but it quickly picked up steam and became one of the most iconic characters to ever come out of Newgrounds. The series itself seemed very focused on creating a sense of uneasiness with its viewers. Its characters, its setting, its stories, its soundtrack, all of it is entirely off-kilter and defies convention. You even got David lending his voice to Salad Fingers, which according to him is based on his grandmother's voice and Michael Jackson's. I can hear it. David also kept his voice down when he recorded, so he didn't wake up his parents because he was living with them at the time, which really just benefited the overall sculpting of this character's personality.
Hello. Today I'm having a little get-together with my friends.
Now, as far as inspiration goes, South Park was listed as a major influence, along with Tim Burton and David Lynch, which honestly makes a lot of sense with the surreal caliber of David's filmography. Not David Firth, but like David Lynch. If you are a fan of Salad Fingers and you have not seen Eraserhead, go watch it as soon as you can. It is somehow even weirder than Salad Fingers. I mean that. It is a trip. Admittedly, I never watched the series back in the day, and only recently marathoned all the episodes a few months ago at once. Woo, that was fun. Spoiler alert, I am not the biggest fan of body horror.
Ew. Okay. Well, that was unnecessary. Oh.
I've yearned
Is
for
it?
this
It's poop,
day.
isn't it? Oh. No.
Is this the thing that you've been able to do this whole time?
But I can see the appeal for folks who have a taste for the disturbing and the macabre. Salad Fingers is like if a Dutch Angle was an entire animated series. The tone of the show struck me as very unique compared to most creepy characters I would see on the internet both back in the day and even nowadays. But something interesting about the original Salad Fingers cartoons was that the sense of unease was actually enhanced by the limiting nature of Flash animation back in the mid-2000s. In order to optimize streaming performance on slow internet speeds at the time, by default, Flash heavily compressed audio to the point that it sounded quite tinny and distorted. While this can be distracting on more conventional projects, that audio compression greatly enhanced the mood Salad Fingers was trying to convey. The eerie tonal track in the background of those cartoons, compressed and distorted in Flash, made it all the more unsettling. Now, did David do that intentionally? Or was it just a happy coincidence? Maybe someday he'll let us know. But the results are all the same, creepy and unique.
Might I ask where you keep the spoons?
It is truly incredible how much the internet has vastly changed since Salad Fingers made its debut on the web in 2004, both technologically and culturally. And I can't imagine Salad Fingers being without controversy in today's climate. Many viewers knew and realized, even back in the day, that Salad Fingers as a character was obviously mentally disturbed. Hell, I still wonder what is real or not, and ask myself if these side characters were just hallucinations within Salad Fingers' mind. That his mental instability is the root of the show's entertainment angle being a canvas to paint surreal situations onto. By today's cultural measuring stick, I'm sure there are some who feel that this premise aged poorly and is ableist and offensive, which, hey, let's be real here, is par for the course since basically everything on Newgrounds in 2004 doesn't really agree with modern sensibilities. But Salad Fingers itself, I feel, is the quintessential example of what the Newgrounds vibe in the early 2000s was. It was just so firmly something that could only exist on the web. Something that would never have gotten greenlit from even the most liberal network executives at the time. Its format, its characters, its pacing, everything was so perfectly exemplary of why these Flash hosting sites blew up and garnered such a cult following. There was nowhere else you could experience media like this. And sitting alongside other giants at the time, like Madness, your alternative media could run the gamut in tone and texture as well. It was a microcosm of its own, and it really changed the definition of what animation could be for anyone growing up watching the scene explode. And the fact that Salad Fingers even continues to this day, with Firth continuing the series with the same kind of surrealist tone, completely unfazed by the changing nature of online content over the last 2 decades, well, is a testament to his convictions as a creator. Though also, Salad Fingers still does gangbuster numbers, so that probably makes the conviction a bit easier. But the continued success of the character proves that the heart of the early internet, unfiltered creativity that defies conventional tropes, is still very much desired today, even among the flurry of feeds and follower chasing that the entire culture has devolved into. There's a reason Salad Fingers is a legend of the online world, and is one of the few who remain standing to this day. What a god. Just don't touch me.
I have some reserve stock.